I didn't scream, and I didn't move. I just stayed there. The voice wasn't loud. It wasn't clear. But I noticed the way she paused, as if listening to something I couldn't hear. I saw him standing, how her hand hovered near the wall, fingers twitching like she was reaching for someone she couldn't quite touch. So I placed a recorder on the floor near the sealed wall. She noticed me eventually. Her head turned slightly, and she smiled. But I could still hear it, soft, broken, far away and close all at once. A voice that had traveled a long, long way to find me. My mother never visited my father's grave. She still lit incense every month. She folded paper offerings by hand, and she whispered his name like a prayer. She just stood at the altar in our home, closed her eyes, and spoke to someone only she could see. I used to think it was grief. Now I'm not so sure. It started when I found the letter, tucked beneath old funeral cloth hidden inside a drawer she hadn't opened in years. They didn't find him whole, only some of him. The rest, they say, must have been taken by the trees. It wasn't addressed. The ink was faint, but I recognized her handwriting. That night, I heard her humming. A lullaby I barely remembered, something from my childhood, soft, slow, from before he left for war. I crept toward the north room, the one she always kept locked, and found her standing in front of the door, eyes closed, humming. Then a sound I couldn't explain. Another voice, lower, humming with her, from the other side of the wood. She didn't see me. Or maybe she did and didn't care. She just pressed her palm flat to the wall and whispered something. I couldn't hear the words, but the door breathed, not creaked, breathed. The next day, I confronted her. She looked at me like I was the one drifting out of reach. "He's coming home," she said softly, "just slower than the others. It takes longer when your bones aren't found." I couldn't sleep after that. Every night I'd lie in bed, wrapped in every blanket I had, listening. And every night, the same sound, something shifting in the walls. Soft, deliberate, not a rat, not the house settling. Something moving with memory. I read the letter again, hoping it would make more sense. That's when I found the second page, hidden behind the fold. It was a note, short, torn, almost illegible. "I told her not to bring him back. Not like that. We never found all of him. Tell her to let him rest. Be. Just be. No name. But I remembered him. One of my father's old friends from the village. He'd visited after the funeral years ago. Drunk, shaking, muttering about how the jungle doesn't give back what it takes. I thought he was just sick. I didn't understand. Now I think I do. My mother began to change. She didn't eat. She stood by the north room for hours, sometimes mouthing words silently. Once, I caught her drawing sigils I didn't recognize into the ash by the altar. When I asked her why, she only said, "He's almost here. I just need to open the door." I begged her to stop. I screamed. I cried. She looked at me with something like pity. "You called for him too, remember?" she whispered. "When you were little, you begged him to come home." Then she turned away and kept humming. That night, I heard a creak coming from the north room. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. Then, two voices. Not one, two. One low and broken. The other, hers. Speaking to each other in a language I couldn't understand. I woke up at dawn. The house was quiet, but I know something is not right. I stepped outside toward the bamboo grove behind the house, the one we were never allowed to enter growing up. That's where I found her. Kneeling in the wet grass, facing the trees, eyes open, mouth slightly parted. Her lips were blue. Her body was warm, but her eyes weren't. It was like something had just left her. I was frozen, staring, as the wind pushed gently through the bamboo. The stalks didn't rustle. They shifted, like they were watching me. I ran back inside. The house was still silent, almost expectant. Then, from the north room, the door creaked again. The door eased open by itself. And from within, I heard a voice. No longer just breath or hum. It spoke, words I recognized. Two voices now, calling my name.